Welcome to the 5/6 documentary about the Victorians.
In this video we will tell you about the Victorian era and many famous people and many famous parts of their life.
You should listen to our knowledge because it's very interesting.
First we're going to be talking about Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria reigned for 64 years and was very strict about what she did with her country. She didn't like people telling her what to do. She did what she wanted whenever she wanted. Queen Victoria was only 18 when she took the throne, and she became queen after her uncle passed away. She was married to her cousin Albert at the age of 21. Once he died, she was in mourning for the rest of her life. She was the Empress of India and had an Indian servant. Also, she was called the Grandmother of Europe. Queen Victoria died at the age of 81 in 1901. She died at Osborne House. That was very interesting. Next we will be talking about the Poor Law and the Workhouse.
The Poor Law was a new law enforced in 1834 by Prime Minister Earl Grey. It was made legal because so many people were receiving benefits from the government.
The Poor Law reduced the amount of people living on the streets.
This was mainly so the government could save money and it was easy free labour. Many preferred the streets to the workhouse conditions.
Britain was in a state of financial difficulty because of the recession following years of war with neighbouring countries.
There are many differing opinions about the Poor Law. Supporters encouraged the idea because it gave jobless people a reason to work. It also cleared the streets of beggars and paupers. On the other hand, some of the population disagreed with the new law because they were forced against their will to work in the dye factories.
Now we're going to talk to you about the workhouses.
Because of the Poor Law, the workhouses were built. Their education was poor and they taught them more about working than reading and writing.
Families and orphans were sent to the workhouse if they were found on streets.
If anyone tried to escape, they would be beaten and severely punished.
The dormitories were cramped and they had to sleep in tiny cardboard boxes.
The work was very hard and dangerous because young children worked all day fixing and using machines.
The food was disgusting, dry, and it was not nutritious.
Sadly, the workhouse had very poor conditions. It was not a place to feel happy and comfortable in.
The treatment was appalling, so bad that the medicine didn't heal you.
The Victorian period was a time of great inventions. Now we are going to tell you about some.
A great piece of Victorian engineering was the London Underground.
It started in 1864, making this year 2014 its 150-year anniversary.
Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone by trying to provide a way of multiplexing missed code signal on a single wire by having each transmission station have its own frequency.
Now we are going to take you back to the time where someone tried to stop children working. The Factory Act was introduced in 1833.
Lord Shaftesbury put together the act to stop children from working.
The children worked in very dangerous conditions, having a possibility of dying.
The factory owners wanted to have children working because they were cheaper than adults. They could fit under machines.
The factory owners did not like this act because it stopped children from working long hours.
The good thing about the Factory Act was that it made children safer and gave them more time to relax.
Would you have liked to be a Victorian child working in these horrible conditions?
Thanks to Lord Shaftesbury, many of this did not happen.
However, many factory owners ignored this new law. They were making lots of money.
Fines made little difference. Also, there was only 4 factory inspectors in the whole country.
Some children still had a bad life.
Now we'll be talking to you about the famous men from Victorian times.
The Victorians had many famous men who are still remembered for today for what they've achieved.
Isambard Kingdom Brunel was a famous Victorian engineer who created vast structures such as the Clifton Suspension Bridge, the Great Eastern, the Great Western and the Great Britain. These were all ships.
Dr. Thomas Bernardo was a famous man who helped the lives of children who lived on the streets. He made a children's home called Bernardo's.
Charles Dickens was a children's book writer who made great books such as A Christmas Carol and Oliver Twist. These are both films today.
Thank you for listening to our documentary. Hope you enjoyed it.